Alright, welcome back everybody. Turn 32 of Brain. And let's see what we have going on here. So, cast release Throne Power. And the goodies for that are here. So this is what release Throne Power does. Remember, the cost for this was 1 turn and 20 Earth Gems. And so I got back 21 gems. Although they're distributed. Oh no, sorry, that's Dominion, not gems. So I got back 18 gems, 780 gold, which is actually on the low end for this ritual. Normally it's more like 1,000, but c'est la vie, and XP and the magic site. If we go ahead and look at that magic site, that's this power remnant. So this does 2 things. I mean 3 things. You can see them on here, but the spread dominion is basically like a temple. The increased magic and the call of God are the things that I think are the most significant. So this has a site that will buff up the magic scale of this province, so I'm sending more researchers there to research with it. It also has a what's it called? Yeah, that call God means that if I do something silly that gets my God AC/DC killed, it'll be easier to bring it back. I went and alchemized a bunch of astral pearls. I'm sitting on quite a huge stash of them, so that I can power AC/DC, and then we'll go with the bird plan from there. Research-wise, research is basically following along to match the bird plan. So I do have construction, but I don't have anyone that can actually... Well, I might be able to construct a bunch of ornithopters. You can see. I can't cast a flying ship yet, so that's another thing that I could do once I have air stuff. Although that requires gems that I won't have yet. Clockwork Smith, so this guy has the Smith ability, so if you're making earth stuff, he's an investment. And then, of course, the real thing that I'm going for is construction 6, so I can make all the goodies that are present there. At some point, I'm going to need to go into, what's it called? Conjuration? I'm at Conjuration 5, and there's some good stuff there, but Conjuration 6 will let me summon Harbingers, and these guys are boss. They can fly around, they have Awe and Holy, they've got Air 3, so that's just an enabler for a bunch of air stuff in general. They're good to have. And all I need to do that is Astral 2, because I have 2 boosters to go along with that. So I guess that's the point, actually. Why am I going all the way up to Alteration 6? Wave Warriors sounds kind of cool. The combat buff. But it works directly against my archers because it lowers their strength. Battle Fortune? Battle Fortune's strong. Yeah, let's just stick with Alteration 5 for right now. We'll go to Conjuration after we finish up construction. Alteration 5 lets us cast Become Evil, which was part of the reason I was going down this path. Alright, continue with messages. Still no success in infiltrating Gondwana. Found some magic sites, so we can look at those. Astral income, Earth income, love to see it. There's this battle, so Gondwana's trying to clean up Gilman. We can watch that. So, here, Gondwana has actually a fairly small force. They've got some of these Sahagins, and then a couple random shamans, some of these, well, I guess, so this one, maybe I just right click on the wrong one. So yeah, they've got a couple of these giantess tramplers. Some crossbowmen, and then Yeoman is inside their fort, their last fort, with some random summons. I think these are national summons, the Eelfolk Samurai. Some more summoned birds, and their prophet. I don't think that their god is appearing in this film. These guys have the shape changer ability, so they can turn into a dragon, which is cool. You might get to see that here. Alright, lightning comes out. And so far as I can tell, the Gondwana game plan is basically to trample everybody underneath those guys and bird them to death. But they didn't bring very many birds. Yeoman forms a line. The dudes come in and attack. Some poison spells. I think that the bless includes poison resist. It does not. That's right. They have... This probably came from a throne. These are the astral and death paths, and then their blood and nature were at least 4. Someone just flew somewhere. And yeah, these guys just got mobbed. The big guys already got taken out by a multitude of attacks. I don't actually know what that blinking effect is, but they're bark skinned. So basically, Gondwana bit off more than they could chew in terms of attacking this province. And so Yeoman continues to cling to life. Good job, Yeoman. Final score, Gondwana lost 2/3 of their army, including all of their sacreds, and Yeoman lost a couple of summons. Alright, we already looked at that. That's the free gems from our artifacts. Found a magic site, and this was a very nice discovery. This Hoburg settlement means now I can recruit horticulturists, which have nature always and a potential cross path. And what that means is with nature gems and just a single nature, I can cast this contact Lar, and this gets me into nature in a big way because these guys have a lot of nature path. So that might be actually why I went to alteration, so I can turn those guys into giants. I'll have to decide this turn. I'll come back to that decision. But yeah, I definitely want to make some Lars and put them to work. So this province is just spamming out horticulturalists as fast as it can. And the nice thing is that even for the horticulturists that I'm not site searching or summoning Lars or stuff, these guys are uber cheap researchers, like 55 money for 7 research points. Currently my most efficient researcher is 70 for 9, so it's not a big drop off, and I want to site search nature aggressively. I might have Auspex, in which case I could, I don't remember which path Auspex is, or if you need one, or if you need 2 at 1. I'll track that down later. So yeah, very glad to get that event for sure. Then here, lost some population. There's this battle in Troban where independents attacked Akosafale. So the independents are a bunch of macemen. So these are basically light infantry. This Fire Lord and a sorcerer. So just kind of a crew there. This guy has also got some blood slaves with him. And then on the Akosafale side, they've got some heavy calves, some blood slaves, and this Adept of the Golden Order, which I think that this is a throne recruit. They've also got this Apothecary, which I think this is that mercenary that's going around. But this is a powerful throne recruit. It's expensive, both in terms of, well, less in terms of money and more in terms of the fact that it requires 4 recruitment points. So I think that these guys are just going around site searching for right now. It's a pretty diverse set of paths. Alright. So the Adept, he's ethereal himself. He's susceptible to fire. So he must have gotten bark skinned. Some of these guys are getting burnt. The Macemen are surrounding the hell out of these cavalry. We can speed this up a bit. One of the sorcerers is slowly spitting out skeletons. And the skeletons, at least some of them, decide they can't get to the cavalry, so they're just going to bum rush the mages. Of course, they have mundane weapons, and these guys fall ethereal themselves, so look how the blood slaves are lucky. But some of the blood slaves are ethereal. So the blood slaves are helping to hold the line. The cavalry get beat up and run away. And here's the problem for Akosafale. They should, well, ideally, these guys would have recognized that the cavalry are dead and also ran away. But instead, they stand and fight. And so the result is that this guy is going to get surrounded by skeletons and taken out. Because ethereal helps, but it doesn't last forever. So Akosafale lost both of their mages, including the one that takes several turns to recruit. And they have to deal with Fire Lord hanging out in their province, which is less of a concern, to be sure. So, obviously not the end of the world, but definitely a nuisance. Also, that tells me what throne this was, although I probably could have seen that from the messages. From the throne thing. You know what I'm talking about. Finished Grand Citadel, so now this province is making more money. Which reminds me, I need to make it rain. I'm so looking forward to pumping out these nature mages. Not only can I get all the nature goodies going on, but I can forge some boosted messenger and actually move my guys efficiently. It's going to be great. Maybe I can move him here. No, that's still just too slow. Alright, cured some units from disease over here, so this is just this guy hanging out with other people. I haven't had anyone search air there. And these guys cannot search air, so I haven't had anyone search water either. Can I recruit somebody that can? Chart maker gets air or water. So let's get some chart makers. They're more efficient researchers than a diplomat. They're cheaper than the diplomat, and I can have them search this spot. So that's the way to go. In my capital, I'm getting more navigators because I want to get more double airs. Which I guess that's the point there. Yeah, we'll send them that way. Alright. That was all the messages. Let's see. Building a citadel over here so we can work on getting mages out more quickly. I'm also sending my priests to different spots. The main thing is going to be getting some priest production out east. And that's just if Lemuria decides to do something screwy. Like, we have a non-aggression pact, but they could be a dirty oath breaker. what the heck happens to Satis's army? I might end up attacking Satis. Just because, well, this province is probably a good province, so they can't realistically defend it. Huh. Okay. Any undeployed commanders? Nope. Still sieging happening here, but I'm interested to see how long those guys hold out. Pangea got themselves an exit point with their god, so now their god is no longer all vulnerable in Ulm. That continues to be besieged. Okay, yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. So, I feel like I owe you a bit of an apology. This game has not been the violent, exciting swashbuckling type, and that's kind of just guided by the diplomacy of it. That I don't have anything to gain by going in against Gondwana myself. I could join in against Lemuria, perhaps. That might be a good move. Realistically, I don't think that there's that much to gain, nor am I really deployed for it, although I could get deployed for it in the time frame we're talking about. But I would want to have a lot more priests at my disposal at the very least. Satis, Lemuria probably wisely went for the strategy where they cut Satis off, which means on the flip side that I would be breaking my nap with Lemuria in addition to Satis if I wanted to claim some of these provinces. And Pangea got a skinny front with Pangea. I could try to push that way, but that would involve overextending myself a lot. I don't want to have an empire that's shaped long and skinny like that. If I grab this land of Gondwana, then I can stay nice and compact, and that's a much better spot to be, because when you're compact and you're recruiting from the middle, you can deploy your troops to wherever they need to go. So yeah, it's just a combination of geography and politics. Really, as soon as I get the go from Arcos Fale that I've got a partner in this, then I'll happily join in. But right now, it's just a losing proposition. So that's the story there. Oh yeah, let's watch the battle that's going to happen here. Kind of just continuing to research and build up stuff, and at the very least, one consequence of this waiting game is that I'll get some really nice magical goodies going on that don't necessarily care about how big you are. If I'm flying a bunch of angels or eagles to the back of Gondwana, then I can do a lot of damage in a blitzkrieg fashion, and that'll be a nice ability to have in reserve. So, all that to say, it'll get interesting sometime, I promise. But until then, you can continue to watch the build-up. See you on turn 33.